Hello all. In this video, I wanted to talk about a couple of tips that I use to help me save money. Nothing fancy, just some simple things that I do. So number one, the most standard thing is I budget. I have a strict budget that I stick to. My budget mostly consists of food and eating out these days. It helps me buy only what I need. It helps me stick to healthier options. It helps keep me from wasting food, that sort of thing. Other necessities like rent, electricity, like car gas, that sort of thing is just a given. I have the money I need for that, whatever. The amount that I need for those things don't really change much, so I don't really go shopping unless I'm needing something. If I'm in the mood for going out, I'll just go for a walk or a hike, or I'll go to the lake and just hang out there. When I was younger, in my 20s, I would save up more for entertainment because, I would go out with my friends more. We would go out to movies, bowling, clubbing, out for coffee, just to hang out. I was shopping for clothes more, trying to find my style, build up a wardrobe. So yeah, these days I don't really engage that much and that sort of thing. So yeah, much more simple, laid back type of thing going on right now. Next thing is multiple streams of income. I like to have a part-time job. I've also done seasonal work, like around the holidays, like as a cashier or sales associate. Like I've worked at Target, I've worked as a barista, I've worked at the movie theater. I've also done waiting, which I think works really well. I've worked as a waitress. One of my first jobs was actually working as a waiter at Pizza Hut. So, I got some experience there. Then I worked as a waitress at Red Lobster. So, because, I have some experience, I'm able to go to more expensive restaurants, like higher end restaurants in the city. And, the meals are more expensive. So it works out that you get higher tips. So yeah, that works out really well for me, I found. I also love care.com. You can find a lot of gigs on there. Babysitting, housekeeping, dog care, elder care. One of my first jobs when I was done with college was actually at a daycare. So, I love childcare, little kids. And when I was little, my mom, she worked at a house cleaning service. So yeah, I always liked it. Like I liked going into big houses and seeing what they look like in the inside. So yeah, I like housekeeping. Actually, I worked at a hotel before, and I was like interested in housekeeping. Like people thought that was unusual, but yeah, I don't know. If you're like into nursing or have some sort of like nurse assistant cert, you can find elder care jobs. There's all sorts of things like that on care.com, and I find the pay tends to be pretty good. The other site I've used is Poshmark. There's also ThreadUp, a couple other websites where you can sell, used clothes, other items you no longer want. So yeah, I've sold clothes on there I no longer want, and sometimes people at my apartment building, they'll leave, clothes out that they don't want. I'll just grab those and I'll sell them on Poshmark, you know. So yeah, it's not that much money, but I've made a few $1,000s on there. So to me, every penny counts. You know, I'm the type of person, if I see some change on the ground, you know, I'll pick it up, put it in my piggy bank. You can find ways to make income online as well. You know, if you have some sort of skill, you can sell things on Etsy. People talk about OnlyFans and things like that. Me personally, I don't really think that's worth trying. I've done PSO before, and yeah, I'd say that's pretty easy money, you know, for when you want to make a few bucks here and there. Lastly, I have a minimalist approach. I don't buy knickknacks or souvenirs much. I get the minimum of what I need. If something is unnecessary, or like if something has dual usage, I'll use it for that. Like, I don't own a toaster or a coffee maker. You can toast things just fine on the stovetop. And as far as coffee, I'm not a coffee drinker. You know, if I'm wanting coffee, I'll just get one out as a treat, basically. I don't own a TV. I can just use my phone or laptop. I don't buy water bottles. I just use filters. I don't buy the latest models or fashions. I don't try to keep up with the Joneses, basically. I opt for natural and simple beauty. I don't buy, like, you know, expensive name brand makeup. No fast fashion, no brand logos. I prefer slow fashion. I look for clothing that will last me a really long time, and I take really good care of them. No Netflix, no subscriptions, only freebies. YouTube is also great. You can find free documentaries, free movies sometimes. Sometimes they're older, but for me, that's a-okay. I'm usually not a fan of the newer stuff anyways, so I'm also an ardent user of the library for books, obvi, but yeah, you can also find movies and TV series at the library, you know, usually older, but again, I don't mind it. I've watched so many movies for free that were from the library, and the whole horror stories series, so yeah. We all need food and we all need to eat, you know, right? But I like to cook from home as much as possible. Meals, snacks, desserts. It ends up being a lot cheaper, probably healthier. So no DoorDash or eating out much at restaurants for me. I always try to cut corners and find a way to save a buck. I use an online bank. I find you can make more interest on your savings that way. Not much, but it's better than nothing. I also try for rewards by using my credit card. I use coupons and look for the best deals that balances what I'm wanting and need. This might sound extreme to some people. It might sound off-grid. It might sound dull, boring, and gray, but you know, I love this lifestyle. To me, it's simple and tranquil, and you know, I get to save up money, so to me it's like, what are the cons, you know? So yeah, I prefer saving over splurging, you know. Mostly what I'm spending on is food. I like good quality food, clothing, travel, you know. If I wanted to go to Peru next week, I could, you know. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully someone out there got something helpful out of it. But yeah, thanks for watching and bye.